This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So wanted to just, I hope you guys can see my screen. Wanted to just discuss about what uh, what this MLC is about and what is Dallas Youth Cricket League. Mainly, Dallas Youth Cricket League started in 2010 for those who are new here, and we were just trying to find out what would it take for the kids who are born here, or the kids who want to play cricket. How do we get them engaged with this sport, because back home, wherever we are from, the sport is being played immensely, and we just wanted to see the kids are given the same opportunity here, they are given the same resources, and let us see if they can pick the game. And from my experience for the past several years, I figured it out, these kids are very quick learners if we give them the right resources, if we give them the right platform. Everything is depending on us. So we did try to provide them grounds, we provided them to play the games. We were lucky enough to have coach Asim Mustabaji on the in among us, who has been tremendous, in shaping up these kids, and trying to, if they can learn the sport and play a competitive cricket. Uh, in the past, we have done these kind of tournaments called what MLC is bringing to the table. We have been taking the kids to all the tournaments starting since 2014, and we used to call that as the National Youth Cricket League (NYCL). The first NYCL was hosted in Dallas itself. We hosted the tournament, and and then the trend continued. Since then, that NYCL, after NYCL, there were several national youth cricket leagues happening around the country, and now now looks like big corporations like MLC and other Willow TV, they kind of wanted to do this at a next level, or at a corporate level, where they want to bring the minor league and major league cricket in US. And for that, they have arranged some visas for the players back home from India and Pakistan and other countries, Sri Lanka, and they have invited certain international players to play and give them a platform. Now, the next question that came into the picture was, do we have the infrastructure? Where will the international games happen? And currently, there is only one cricket stadium that is available in Florida, and that is the only one. But we were told that there's going to be another stadium in Grand Prairie in our hometown, and it is the Air Stadium, baseball stadium, that they're going to convert into a cricket stadium, and they are going to build some two turf pitches. The work for that thing has not started yet. Was supposed to start in the first or second week of April. That is what I've heard. And having said that, they also came up with a minor league junior cricket, where they have the same kind of structure that we used to have in the past, where we used to go to St. Louis, North Carolina, California, Houston, and we did a big event in Texas. So now MLC Junior is just started last year, and they currently are going to host several games in this year. And I think I shared all the details in the DYCL calendar with you. I will not repeat what has already been shared, but you can go to our website, and that first link that you see on the website would be, the entire calendar year. So right here, we wanted to bring you guys onto the table here and discuss about the cost analysis. What would it take for you guys to play in the league, right? In the minor league, we were given 4 age groups. We were asked to put teams in each age group, one team. So as a organization, DYCL, we need to make sure that we are going to um, come up with a competitive team, that would be willing to, take the training from the coaches, will be committed to coming to the practices and play in the league, right? That is what the main thing is. So when we look into the cost analysis, that is where the cost analysis and as well as the commitment, right? How do we form a U11 team? Who will go for which tournament, right? Let us say there are some parents who are really interested in playing in the minor league, but they have some prior commitment that they have to leave the country. They have to go out and visit India or Pakistan on a vacation during the summer, and they cannot attend a tournament, right? Will their kids be allowed to play once they come back? How will they find a spot in the team, right? Or things like that, right? So this is where I wanted everybody's input and discuss with you guys, I mean, and see, where can we go with this. Having said that, my main concern is the cost, right? How are we going to cover the cost of the tournament? What is the cost of the tournament per player or per tournament, right? Per game. So before saying that, how many teams have registered in the MLC, right? There are about 20 teams that have registered in the U11 age category. Two teams are from Dallas, and from Houston they have two teams, and there are about 22 teams that have registered in the under 13 age group. In U15 we have 19, and in U17 we have 14 so far, right? So if you notice, everywhere we have our team registered here: DYCL Eagles, and then we have DYCL Tigers, DYCL Jaguars, and DYCL Sharks. These are the 4 age categories. They also gave us a team for under 19, right? But this time they are not doing an under 19 tournament, and the I think the under 19, I think they will do at a national level in Houston, but that has not been announced yet. So here, this whole MLC structure is, divided into 4 divisions and 6 regions. If you look at the divisions, we have West Division, Central Division, East and South Atlantic, right? And that is that I can share this PDF file with all the parents. Once I've been just given this PDF file where they're explaining the point system, the structure, and what are the tournament rules and what kind of tournaments that we have. We will have Atlantic Conference, we will have Pacific Conference, we have national tournaments, and then we will have the Super 8 Championship. So based on all the tournaments, the Super 8, the top 8 teams will in each age category will play after the Labor Day tournament. So so there are total, we'll have to participate at least, in 5 tournaments that MLC is going to conduct. With that, if you look at the cost, I mean, just take this is what has been asked by the organizers on Thursday. Last Thursday they sent us, hey, if you guys want to play in this tournament, the cost to play in a 3 games is going to be $1,070. That is the registration fees. If you guys want to play 4 games, there is going to be $1,270, right? So we kind of looked into this and said, hey, this is something parents should be aware of, right? Per game, they are saying the cost for each ground is $356. Okay, means per team per game. Once we have a team, we'll have to assign a coach who is going to stand there with the kids, and we'll have to pay the coach fees. We'll have to pay the coach travel, coach hotel, coach lunch, coach dinner, clothing, and if we fly out from and this is per game. Okay, this is per game is what we are putting the cost, right? So this is where this doesn't even include the practice cost, right? So this is the cost that is coming here. $228 is per kid. This is just the cost for the registration, right? Now, apart from this, you will have to arrange your own travels, you will have to arrange your own hotel, boarding, lodging, everything should be done by you guys, right? The parents have to bear the cost, right? And we'll have to come up with ideas. How do we reduce this cost? Do we have any sponsors, who's going to come here and help us out, or do we have any other ideas? That is the discussion will have, right? So team formation, this is by the way, the cost that I'm sharing here, this is only for 3 games. Somewhere it is for 4 games based on the schedule that I published, right? But eventually I'm sharing this cost with you guys because whenever we host a tournament in Dallas on our grounds, we charge $600 for 4 games and $650 for a 40-over games, right? Every other games that we have in Dallas, right, the cost is 600, right, for a team. So the 600, if you divide it by, this thing, the major cost is, the MLC is charging is for the grounds and turf wicket experience, right? That is something that we need to take a look into this. But but once the national tournaments come to in picture, like we have to go to St. Louis or any other place that they host the tournament, right? That they are coming with a new cost. Okay, this is a surprise for everybody. Okay, watch this. Regardless of where your son is playing, okay, which age group he's playing, they're going to charge $100 per kid. Okay, so let us say I showed you guys here that this is total number of teams playing, so total 74 teams. If you multiply by 74 teams into 14, right, and then add that $100 per kid, that is what they're going to charge. So it's going to be instead of $1,000, it's going to be $1,400, for all the national tournaments. And this is really going to be shared by them, right? I'm just wanted to bring this to your attention, right? So far, do you guys have any questions? Let me know. I'll try to answer in any way possible.
So what is the per kid cost we are looking at it, Kuljit? I mean, that was for a team, I guess, right?
Yeah. So per kid cost, I think I put it here, right? This is $228 for 3 games. This is
Okay.
three games. Okay. Now, if I add another thing, right, 4 games, this is going to be more expensive than that, right? That is where I'm coming towards.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah, this is main reason. See, they are saying turf experience. Okay, I mean, you guys can let me know if your kids are ready for turf experience, right? And if yes, then wanted to be upfront with everything that is going to be involved here. There is nothing. Everybody, just listen. DYCL is a non-profit organization, 501c3. Okay, none of the volunteers, we call ourselves as volunteers, are getting a single dime for the time we are putting into this. Okay, we have been doing this since 2003, and we have never had any monetary benefit for any player. Okay, regardless of any volunteer. Okay, let us say it is one of you guys are going to volunteer. There is nothing going to be given to any other leaderships. So our Dallas Cricket League leaderships, you can go to here. If you notice, we never put any positions. Okay, we are not calling ourselves as presidents or CEOs or anything. This is a volunteer-based organization, and I'm telling you, when I say volunteer-based organization, I mean it. This is on record. Okay, and this is where we are just calling ourselves as a servant. Okay, we are servant of cricket here. We are trying to promote the game. At the end of the day, nothing more than that. Your kids are getting benefited. Most of you guys, I will tell you, none of my kids play cricket. None of my family members play cricket. I used to play cricket, but I started playing cricket only when I came here in US, and Coach Asim Mustafa is the one who taught me how to hold the bat. Okay, so I'm not a player. I just love the sport a lot, and then I've been watching the games back home. Okay, but that's about it. From my side, right? And whoever comes into the organizations, they have a very clear-cut idea. Don't come here expecting that you will be called the president or you will be given a CFO or any other positions. Come here, work, and put your volunteer hours as much as you can. And the whole goal is to promote the game of the cricket in this country. That is where we all come from. And yes, to begin the DYCL, I started coaching. Imagine, I don't know how to play cricket, but my job was to collect all the kids in each city, bring them to the grounds, and make sure, instead of they used to play all video games, I said, come on kids, I'll teach you a sport. I am good at communicating with the kids. Okay, I'm very good at discussing them and promoting the game to them and introducing the game to them. I was very hurt at a point when I was sitting at home, and I was watching an India versus Pakistan World Cup match, and I was the only one sitting in front of the TV. None of my kids were sitting next to me, my wife, anybody. I was the one who was enjoying the game. If I was to feel sad when India is to lose a wicket, and then this is how I felt like this is wrong. We need to have our kids. Every parent had the opportunity for their kids to learn either baseball, basketball, any other sports, but there was nobody providing cricket in this state. We discussed, okay, let us try to get the kids on the ground, and that's how DYCL formed. And Dallas Youth Cricket League, we started do lot of tournaments. If most of you guys have been to our website, if the way you can tell, right, this is where all the tournaments have been happening. We started introducing the games, and then this is what we call infrastructure, the resources, providing the kids so that kids can go and check their stats every day. They know what they're doing. If they want to increase, we are trying to provide them the coaching staff as well. And the only people who are we have to pay the coaches. We have to make sure we have to pay for the trophies. We have to pay for all the expenses that we incur to the city, that we have, right? So uh, the 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 other thing that I wanted to bring over here is, from this list of players we have about in the spring league, this is on our website, right? We have so many kids registered. We sent out a email, and a Google form. Hey parents, you want to go for these tournaments, kindly go ahead and register, right? That is where currently the numbers that we saw, the people who have shown interest, I put those numbers, right? This is the output of the Google spreadsheet that we sent. People want to go and play in the Houston tournament, okay, because it is close by, 4 hours drive, good, they want to go and play, right? But at the same time, the Atlanta tournament, either parents are not able to come because they really have to go to India on summer vacation. Okay, we totally understand that part, right? Because people have not gone due to COVID, they have made the plans to visit their family, and that is where we don't have enough turnouts. So where do we go from here with this many players only showing interest? What are our other options? How do we get more players in showing interest? Because we have only sent this out to the DYCL kids. There are several other kids in Houston. There are several other kids in Austin. We need to rope them in and tell them, hey guys, this is where we are looking for players, or even the local area, in Dallas area. That, hey guys, once we are going to be putting a team, we need to make sure the team sticks together. People cannot pick and choose that, hey, I'm going to play this time and I'm going to out of the team next time, right? So that is the challenge that we have, and I really need parents' help. Let me know if you guys can, pitch in ideas and try to help us out, or the coaches also. The coaches, I think Javed joined the call. I'm not sure if any other coach joined the call. This call was open for discussion for everybody, including the coaches, including everyone, right? So this is the challenge, and I know that if I put my entire effort, I will be able to get players in every single age category. Every single age category I will be able to put. I can, but that means that I'm the only one sacrificing my time. Okay. By the way, I work for a Verizon. Verizon pays all my bills. None of this is going to pay my bill. None. This all this time that I'm spending with you guys, all the volunteers in Dallas Cricket League, right? Everybody that I showed you earlier, they all are all volunteers, right? And since I have been doing since 2003, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, and I really want to make sure that you all understand that that this is something that we definitely need more helping hands in this, right? I mean, if we notice, right, since 2010 we have been doing the youth tournament, and we have been doing this tournaments there where we take the kids to all other places, right? We do Independence Cup here during July 4th, right? And every single place that you can go here, there are actually 4 major holidays here, right? The main thing is it starts with the Memorial Cup, and then we do our July 4th event, the Independence Cup. Then we go to Labor Day, and then we go to Thanksgiving, and that's where we sometimes we end up playing in Houston in December, right? Other than that, now, by the way, there is going to be another tournament that is going to be added. Okay, it has not been announced. The tournament is going to be, I think it's going to be USA under 15 and under 13. So under 15 and under 13 tournament will be added in this calendar. Okay, and that is where that announcement has not come yet. They're just so I don't know what the deal is with delaying that announcement, but somebody has to make sure they make that announcement pretty soon, right? So so far, um, what are the age categories and cutoff dates? What kind of balls is going to be used? All this will be mentioned here in this document, the rules document. And these are the this is just from the calendar. What is DCL, DYCL, right? DYCL operates on a non-profit organization. Okay, coaches in the other league, they work full time for profit. Okay, our league doesn't. I mean, we are the ones working and providing the coaches, the players, the parents who register, right? And so the other leagues has the advantage of subleasing the work. They get help. The main reason we cannot involve a parent into the organization, because that is where is a conflict of interest, right? If we involve a parent, the parent should not assume that because I'm helping Dallas Youth Cricket League, my son is guaranteed spot in the team, right? And that is where it hurts us, because the team should be based absolutely on the merit, right? The kid has to have the talent. The team should gel together. It should be a competitive team, and the team must be picked by the coaches, right? The coaches should say, hey, this is where they should give the input. It should be picked by the DYCL organization or Dallas Cricket League organization. We need to make sure that none of the kids who are, I mean, all the kids who are playing in DYCL are getting a fair chance. We don't want to say, hey, there are other kids coming from other places. That is where we will give an input from our end. But we want the coaches to pick the team. We really want to make sure that the kid really, the talented kids who has put in his time, who has worked very hard, is able to play in the team and make the team competitive and go to these competitive games. For the local league games, right, where we are giving them enough games throughout the year, that calendar has already been shared, and you guys already know that we have a spring season, summer season, fall season, and that's where we end, right? So we try to give them as much practices at the ground. We try to give them as much, game time as possible, right? Pretty soon we will be announcing the under-8 games, but currently there is too much going on my end. Okay, I had to manage all the coaching program that we have been going on, right, on the weekdays, right? So that is where all of my time is getting chewed up, right? So and our currently our website is kind of outdated, right? And we made this website way back in 2009, and then we need to really upgrade our technology, right? So our volunteers is, we just need to either add more volunteers, and if parents are willing to help, and we need to get that help, in that part. But again, um, this is the last point that you guys see here, right? DYCL never restricts any players participating in any other league. Let us say your child has a game today and tomorrow is free. He can play anywhere in the entire Texas, wherever he wants to play. Just take him and make him play more games. That is what our motto has been since day one, right? But right now, there's another league that have completely restricted it. They said the DYCL kids cannot play in NTCA or NTCA kids cannot play in DYCL, period. If they play, they're going to ban them, they're going to suspend them. That is something that has come out. So now, two things I wanted to discuss one more time. The cost, I've shared it. The second thing is, how are we going to make the teams, right? How am I going to get help?
Kuljit,
If
I had
there
a
are,
question here when you just said, so
yes,
when other leagues are not allowing playing kids in the DYCL and vice versa, so is that
No, no.
legal? I don't think it is legal, right? Like since like how
it is.
DYCL policies, they should also, others also should allow, right? Is it not illegal that they are doing?
See, I'll tell you one thing, okay? I
So,
have
Kuljit,
no, I got
I'll take that question.
okay.
See, legality or illegality is not, as we are very clear from the league perspective. By the way, my name is Upendra. Um, so, from the legality aspect, I would say it is the parents that should raise this concern. Simply because, from a league perspective, our motto is to promote cricket. Our motto is to provide the infrastructure for the kids to enjoy this game. That's where we end, right? We are not here to compete with any league, right? That's not our motive. We are not private. We are non-profit, as we said, right? We are not trying to compete with anybody, and we are not trying to put any restrictions. The relationship that we love to have as a league is with the kids and the parents, because without the parents, we don't exist. That's the bottom line, right? And that's why we are not putting. And when the point about legality comes, I think is the voice of the parents, because no matter which league the kids are playing, it's ultimately the parents that are running those leagues. They are the ones that are investing their money, they're investing their time, their kids' time. So I would, from the legality point of view, I would certainly encourage the parents to voice these concerns. And from our league perspective as a DYCL, we absolutely have a no say. I hope that answers.
Okay, yeah. I mean, thank you.
It's not a legal battle that we are trying to fight here, right?
Yeah, because I mean, if I mean, this is not how cricket is going to grow up in the country. If there are like
And that
this
is why
level, yeah.
that is why our point is that, see, from our perspective, our main motto is to promote cricket, right? Your kids wants to play in this leagues, definitely welcome. And while your kids play in our league, you also want to have an opportunity to play another league, that is also most welcome.
Yeah. I wanted to ask one more question. I want to add one more thing here, right? We know we have Coach Asim Mustafa and other Rizwan Sheikh and Coach Javed, and we are also thinking in the terms of having a full-time coach, one or two coaches whose main job will be to be available for our kids. That is going to cost money, right? We are discussing with a couple of coaches. We by the fact, when we met Mr. MSK Prasad from India, who has been the selector for BCCI team, right? And he came to Dallas. I would like to thank Rohan's dad, Ravi, who happens to be his friend. So he was invited here. We discussed with him, right? So we are looking at current a couple of avenues here, to get our own indoor facility to have. City is very kind enough to give us grounds, for practices, right? So with that, we will not be able to have more kids into this, right? We need to have a turf ground here in Dallas, right? That is one thing that we're looking at, and we need to know how the parents can help, in this aspect, right? Where do we, get that thing for these kids,
Yes, so Kuljit bhai, this is Bhavin.
Yes, sir.
So again, first of all, as we talked here multiple times, but we as a parent, and I would say, I think I've talked to so many parents, and first of all, we really appreciate you, Coach Upendra, and all volunteers. Okay, what they are doing to promote cricket and help kids out. So,
Yes.
so we really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
And Another topic I was just trying to think about, like what we are talking about, like creating teams.
Mhm.
Now, is there a possibility? And like there are a lot of kids with DYCL,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, I think that
Yeah.
because of vacation, some of the kids needs to go out.
Yes.
Now, is there a possibility that again we get a commitment from all kids, right? So cost-wise, basically, if they are playing one tournament or not,
Mhm.
they will basically pay for the cost as a
Yes.
commitment that okay, I'm playing or not playing, but this is the money commitment I'm giving.
Got it.
Now, at the same time, I know there are a lot of kids in DYCL also, right? They are just starting up, or maybe beginner or intermediate level, and they
Yes.
are hesitant of going to tournament, just considering that okay, I'm intermediate, I don't want to spend money there.
Mhm.
So maybe is there a possibility that when kid is not available, or we are having a little bit difficulty making Atlanta team, already cost is being taken care by committed players?
Okay.
Why don't we give a chance to intermediate players?
Yes.
So they don't need to pay money, but at least they get exposure to that, and that
Got
gives
it.
us an opportunity to expose our DYCL kids for the
Got it.
future tournaments.
Got it.
So this is what the thought process. I'm not sure. There might be a lot of pluses or minuses with that, but I just
Got
wanted
it.
to bring that up to you to
Sure.
see if there is an opportunity.
Got it. Yes, Bhavin, that is a very good suggestion, right? So main thing here is we kept everything open for every parent to register, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we saw the output, we don't even have a team, right? We don't know whether parents are not registering because they think that we didn't even discuss the cost part yet, right? We never discussed how much it's going to cost. We just said, hey, are you available? Give us your availability, right? So
Right.
this is where the availability is, right? So with this thing now, whose responsibility is to get another 18 players here, whose
Right. Right.
responsibility is it, right? Where see, that is where we wanted to first give them an opportunity for all the DYCL kids, right? Hey guys,
Mm-hmm.
are you really interested into this? And if yes, what is going to happen, right? And we need to open up this to everybody. And and for me, it should be, that the main thing is we should be really having at least 16 kids in each age category. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
minimum 16 should be there, right? And the 16 kids have to be, revolved and rotated for all these tournaments, right?
So I would like to add another point, Bhavin Bhai, is that at least, I mean, Kuljit made a valid point that when we asked for a response, we did not put any cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a parent, see, we are being very transparent, and we also expect the parents to put forward their concerns as well, right?
Right.
And ask questions, right? It cannot be an assumption-based thing, right?
Right.
So if cost is becoming a point of concern, then we can look at other options, right? Which we haven't even explored yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of parents here, a lot of parents in different positions. We can also reach out for a sponsor also, right? If cost becoming
Right.
a concern, that is also an option we can try, but that we can try when we have a commitment from the parents saying that okay, there are 4 tournaments, summer we are not there, but we are committed for the remaining 3 tournaments, right? At least when we have that number, then
Mm-hmm.
it becomes easier for all of us to work together towards that cost, because there are many ways we can try to mitigate that cost.
Right.
And the point about intermediary versus skilled, that's also a very good suggestion, right? And when we're representing these kids, it's all about giving our kids the exposure first, right? When we
Right.
give the kids the exposure, automatically the results will come out, and that's what we
Mm-hmm.
are hoping for. We are not saying that we want to put a team that goes wins the championship. That's not an expectation. The expectation is that they go show their skill set to the potential that they have learned, have takeaways from those leagues, start improving on their skill set, so that they only can get better.
Right, right, and Coach Upendra, I think I really agree with you. But I think one point I would say, at least I think for tournaments, if possible, at least we should go with the team who can win. And
Yes.
the reason is right. Definitely, we want to give opportunity to everybody. But I think if we win more, I think more kids are going to join DYCL, and that's
Yes.
what our goal is. I think let more kids join.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
See, as a coach, the good headache is to have maximum numbers
right.
choose to play, right? So let
Yep.
give that headache to us so that we select the best possible team that can help win the compete well, right? But
Right.
right now we don't have that headache, so we are
No,
asking all the parents to give us that headache.
right. No, makes sense. I think what we can do, right? Like majority of parents, I think they are on the ground during our league games. Maybe I think we can even brainstorm, or we can just kind of like talk to other parents who are in the game, just to figure out what are the hesitations, why they are not registering, and maybe that might help adding more parents into this scenario.
See,
Right.
again, this league is
One,
for you guys, right? This league is for you guys. Give us suggestions as to what we as a league can bring more value to you. It
Right.
cannot be one way, right? It has
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
both
absolutely.
ways.
Yep, absolutely.
yeah, so maybe one of the concerns for some of the parents, this is Shahid, is that maybe they are willing to, there are monetary aspect of the game and then your own participation. So maybe a few parents have, diverse responsibilities, so they might not be able to share their own time. So maybe I know that for under 17, where kids are a little younger enough to take care of themselves, maybe we can think of, okay, let's if we will take the team, but this would be the cost, and that might prompt more parents to share the time of their kids for all the tournaments.
Yeah, Shahid Bhai, so in the past also, right? That's a valid point that you're bringing. In the past also, and even in the recent tournaments that we have done, we have been very open. And I know Kuljit has driven, big van carrying all the kids, where even parents could not come for various reasons. So those are all the options that will come out when we get to know those kind of concerns, right? The point here that we are trying to make is bring those concerns to us, right? When you bring those concerns, we will have an options to see how can we solve for those, because sometimes another parent can help the other kid to pick up the right, and as I said, right, the options will only come out when we come to know those realities of what the concerns are.
Yeah, if you see the screen, if you see my screen here, guys, right? All this screen that you're seeing, and this is an announcement section. Okay, most of you guys need to really look into this. Search for the word itinerary. Okay, there are 18 times that I have driven the kids. Okay, literally, I mean, if you look into this, right, starting from this, I've been with the kids, to at what time the van will leave, at what time, where will we come from, which airport we're going to go, right? Everything was very clearly mentioned. Okay, and I have been with their kids every single time. Okay, if you look at this 7-seater van, Kuljit is going to drive. If you look at this, and just look for, so I have really put in the past, right, trying to just give them, and based, there have been a tournament where I was the coach, I was their driver from here to Atlanta or here to St. Louis, and I was their manager. I have done laundries of all the players as the kids under 11, under 13, under 13, under 15, right? After the game, they used to put all their clothes in my room, and I used to take that to do the laundry for them, and for me, my commitment is there since day one, right? But at the same time, it has been too long, to do this kind of stuff, and it has certainly impacted my family as well, right? So, and my time has been really put into this, and I'm trying to see what is the next thing that we can do. I mean, let us say, Shahid bhai, if you are not able to go for a particular tournament, next tournament at least you should say, hey, I'm going to take the other kids, for it has to be a completely shared responsibility, right? And one time you go, one time other goes, right? I mean, we just because we are not able to make it, who is going to take his kid? I mean, at least now the COVID is gone, almost, right? We can think about it in those terms as well.
I agree, and I mean, honestly, Kuljit, core of my heart,
Yeah.
Amin bhai is here. We always discuss about all the efforts of volunteers are
Yes.
putting into DYCL, and it's already a success story by the grace of God.
Thank you, sir.
So, Kuljiji, this is Rahul.
Mhm.
So what I'm hearing is there are two concerns, right? Or two things that we are looking at. Number one, is that we need more players to register, right?
Yes. Yes.
Number second being that we are looking for parents to put in more effort and time, right? And I can tell you from my experience, with all the people from last year that I met, right? Everybody appreciates you guys, and everybody is willing to let a hand in order to volunteer for the preparation of the games or whatever help you guys need in order to hold the tournaments, right? And the third thing, I think, when you started the call, right, your concern was around the increase in the cost per tournament that we are seeing because of the MLC and the turf experience that we are trying to get to.
Yes.
So, right, so there are three different aspects of it, right? And I think all parents will agree here that they are ready to volunteer. They will put in their more effort and time, right? We all know you need help, right? You spent your spring break, into organizing the whole spring tournament, right?
Yep.
7 days you were somewhere else and still working on with us to get this done.
Yep.
So, we have all seen the time and the effort that you put, and we are all willing to lend a hand, right?
Sure.
So on those two aspects, yes, I think you can ask any parent here, and they should be able to, devote more time to it.
Got
The
it.
third aspect that we were talking about cost, right? And Upendra and others, Bhavin also touched on how to offset the cost, right? Can we look at, some companies have matching charity programs, right?
Yes.
In order to offset the cost for all parents, right? Can we look at those kind of companies and see if we can contribute together, right? And have the matching program so that the DYCL gets the cost, right? And it helps reducing the overall playing cost for everybody.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's a great idea, right? That is what we would like to hear as well, as to see when it comes to cost is something, there are options to mitigate. Like the one that you're sharing is a perfect example, right? Certainly, yes. I think the biggest question for us is the first question.
Yeah, if you look into your company, right, whenever you join your company, just look for Dallas Cricket League, with their matching program, and you will immediately find Dallas Cricket League is a non-profit organization where you can do the donation part, with matching, with whatever company is going to match.
Right.
Yeah, but we so far we have not explored this option because we don't have time. Basically, we literally don't have time to go. I mean, we are completely swamped day in, day out, because we are not only working on Dallas Youth Cricket League. FYI, in Dallas Cricket League, there are 178 teams, adult teams that are playing. This is the biggest league in the entire country, 178 teams. We have so where will your child play once he goes from DYCL? What is his option? He can play in any of the DCL teams. He can play 20 over format, 30 over format, or 40 over format, right? And on top of it, we are coming up with the MLC partnership, right? See, by the way, we have not signed up any document with MLC. Okay, all we said is, hey, we have a youth league. Can you let us participate? Can you let us participate? We have not signed an MOU document with MLC right now. We just said this is where we are, right? And then we have our coaches here. We have a program that is running, right, successfully for the past 10 years, right? If we need coach, right, the second aspect is very important here, that we do need more coaches, okay, who are dedicated here, who will, and then that infrastructure is really needed at the time, right? There are going to be coaches here in Dallas, Texas in the next couple of months, good coaches, right? And then that is where we'll have to figure out, how much are we willing to take the coaching, and we need to bring up a proper infrastructure for that. Yeah, let us go back and check with our companies, right? Are there any matching thing, right? And let us see who can. I think the idea would be, let us come up with a parent volunteer, right? Hey, parent, can you guys help us out to find players, right, among your contacts, and then tell them that this is what we are going to do. We will be playing the tournaments, and that's where Somebody needs to go on mute. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Javed. Okay. right?
Hey, Kuljit, this is Azar. I just wanted to
Yes,
make a couple comments, if you don't mind. This is
sure.
for everyone who may not know. Nobody knows me as Azar. They know me as Zair's dad. I'm less popular, but so this is Zair's father. You know,
Yes,
my only comment is I agree with Upindra, what Upindra said, and I think a few people said it. I think, you know, I may sound foolish saying this, but you can always solve or mitigate for not enough money, right? You
yes,
can fundraise, you can increase the registration fees for DYCL for the league by $5 for each player, right? That goes a long way. We can fundraise, we can throw parties.
yeah,
Bases know how to throw parties. We can
hmm,
throw parties. We can raise money by charging fees at the door. We can ask companies to sponsor. I'll tell you right now, my company that I own, I'm willing to sponsor.
got it.
You know, the team. I've already told you that. So we
Yes,
can go in and make these kinds of decisions. But as a parent, I learned the hard way that money doesn't solve all the problems, right? You
yeah,
need time and you need sacrifice, and
yes,
you need to sacrifice. My only advice to the parents here is, you know, playing on turf wickets and all this, you know, Zaire's done that. He's gone, he's played in different countries, he's played in other situations. That doesn't make him a better player. It's the amount of time that he spends building his confidence and playing the sport and seeing the disappointments, the failures, as well as the successes. And that requires sacrifice. It requires time. You know, most people don't realize that you've got to make some sacrifices. What I mean by that is we've missed weddings, we've missed family events, we've missed school events, and we've done that to go play cricket tournaments or basketball tournaments or whatever it is, right? And I'm not telling any parent what to do with their time. I'm just telling you that, you know, sometimes these are the types of sacrifices you've got to make from a time perspective to go out and participate in these tournaments, to give your kids the opportunities to play. And when we did sacrifice, Zaire didn't go open. He didn't go play as a main bowler. He was a 12th man. He stood at third man waiting for a ball to come to him for 40 overs. That's the type of sacrifice we made early on and is needed to succeed. You don't walk into a company and become a CEO. That's not what we're teaching our kids. So the reality of life is the reality of sport. And so you've got to work. There's no shortcuts. And I'm not trying to lecture the parents. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if we can get parents to commit to sign up and dedicate their time and their willingness to have their kids play, we can all work together to solve the problem of not enough money. That's resolvable. But if someone's not willing to dedicate their time and donate their time, then all the money in the world doesn't solve that problem.
I agree, Azhar. You know, my mom just called. Sorry, I had to take the call. Yeah, I would have not picked the call in the middle, but my mom just called. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Azhar. You know, the point that you're trying to make, right? So now, the problem that we currently are having here is, I mean, getting the list of teams, right? Completely players, right? Can we assign some parent volunteer, you know, who says, hey, let me look into this and see, you know, which player we can is willing to, you know, be part of all the MLC junior tournaments.
Sure, Kuljiji. I think this is Kamal. I think you can add one of my name there, right? I think I'm most of the time on the ground during matches, right? We will start exploring, right, why other parents are not signing up. What are their concerns, right? Along with Bhavin Bhai and all, right? I think we'll try to find out, right, what's going on and maybe get you some more feedback.
Yeah, and I'll volunteer as well, Kuljit, for both the U13 and U11 teams, whichever I can help with, and helping to recruit the parents. I hope this conversation tonight will help create more signups from parents. And maybe, Kuljit, what you can say is, if certain parents are concerned about the financial piece, maybe we solve for that later. And right now we just talk about who's interested, right? Who wants to go? If we can find a solution to raise the money, who would be interested and who would be willing to dedicate their time to take their child?
Got it. I know there are players in DYCL, right? I mean, we opened up to everybody, right? So, I mean, we can draft a message and see, you know, what can be done, right?
Yeah, I think as a team manager for each of our groups, right? I think we can take that responsibility at least to find out, probe a little, get the reason right. I mean, if it is money, if it is availability, whatever it can be, right? And
Yes,
then we can take that feedback and come up with a mitigation plan.
got it. So but the thing is, tomorrow is the deadline to pay the fees. Okay, at least for the Houston tournament, right? So for Houston tournament, and the April tournament, right? That we have now, right? So we have to either pay all this money, right? And are you guys okay with this with cost? I'm trying to ask them to reduce the cost, right? Because this has become a corporate level charging. I don't think we ever paid $100 per kid for the tournament, only for the registration fees. The $1,400 registration fees, never heard of. Right? I never heard that somebody has to pay $1,400 to play in a tournament, right? But
Why are they going to provide leg umpires if they're charging this much? Because last year in Atlanta, there weren't any.
that is something, see, I don't know if they will see. That is something that they'll have to tell us. Okay, this is just something that we need to look at. This one is at least they're going to provide umpires, that I heard. This cost, right?
So, Kuljit, what is the what is the total cost for April for all age groups for registration?
Okay, this is where it is. Let us calculate this. I think I put it somewhere, but I don't have it handy. But let me just put it right now. So $320 is what they're asking here, right? 1270 is then for under 13, and 1070 is for under 15. 1070 is for the basically for 3 games we are paying this much for 3 games this, but this is the cost for registration only, right? This exact cost, right? Okay.
I think the immediate need is a registration, right, which is deadline tomorrow.
Yeah, 3730. See, problem is, Upendra, if we pay this money tomorrow, okay, let's say we pay it, right? So we will, if you are not able to form a team, if you are able to form a team, good for the Atlanta tournament. If we are not able to form a team, right, then we just play this tournament.
I think you are referring to Houston, right, for April.
Yeah,
that is right. Is
yes.
Atlanta registration also deadline tomorrow?
No, Atlanta registration deadline is going to come up pretty soon.
Okay.
And
okay.
Oh, by the way, don't wait, because the I just went to California, so the airline prices are really high, right, for the Atlanta tournament, right? In Atlanta, the hotel cost is somewhere one night per night is $150. Okay, that's where we have to book the hotels. We have to book the hotels in advance. So for Atlanta, we see, if we wait until end, right, everything is going to go high. We will not be able to plan any practices with the kids, the teams that are going to go. See, my problem is, we can go to just pay the money and go and play the tournament in Houston, right? But where is the practice? A team has to gel together, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So this has to be done pretty soon, guys. By at least, by this weekend. We need to figure it out. How many players, how many parents, and where do we go from there? Right?
So as parents, can we commit to having a response by before end of this weekend?
Yes.
So Upendra, in that case, Upendra, you can tell, hey, we need more time here in this group. You're part of this group, right?
Yep.
Okay, gentlemen, we need time until Monday. Okay, we'll not be able to make we are still able to make the teams, right?
Correct.
Okay, your responsibility. That is the action.
And for the Houston tournament, this is Ashu. We want to make the payment. So is that payment supposed to be made to DYCL, and DYCL is going to register, or the parents should go and make the payment?
No, DYCL is going to register, right? So this is the cost, right? I think we put the cost right in front of you, right? I don't know where this was cost. This is the cost, right? So right now the tournament cost we'll have to pay them, right? One payment will go to them, right? Of $3,730, right? Based on how many parents are. Yeah.
Right.
Our first hurdle is to form the team, right? Second hurdle is, collecting the money will not be an issue, man. And if I just post the link, people will be able to send the money immediately, right? within a day, we'll ask the parent volunteers to send reminders and get the money, right? So by Monday, Tuesday, we can get the money as well, right? I mean, the cost is completely here. Let me know if anything is amiss here, right? This may change. This may just let you guys know. This may change based on the age group, right? If it's a U11 age group, all the U11 games are not going to be at turf, by the way. Okay, most likely the U11 games are going to be at the concrete pitches, or they are saying, right now, based on the cost that they have shared, it is definitely going to be not on concrete, on turf, right? Because see, look at this. For U11, they're charging $320 for 3 games.
Right. That's what I was about to ask, because I
Yes.
see the difference between the
Yes.
U11 U13 costs.
Yes. So the cost is based on number of teams, number of games, plus the number of the ground. Right? That is the cost.
Yeah, and I think Kuljit also for U13, because it's split in 2 weekends, right? So I think our other logistic cost would also change. I mean, apart from the ground, right?
Yeah, you'll have. Okay, let us look into the dates of. Good point, man. For the U13, let us look into the dates, right? Where is the dates here for U13? I think this is your airport.
It's on the weekend of 9th and then
10th. Yeah. So you will have
9th,
to go on
10th,
9th.
and 16th. Yep.
Yeah. Because see, the main reason we are agreeing for 4 games is at least these kids will get a turf experience in Houston, on those 2 days, right? That is the only thing that we are trying to get, right? I mean, either that, Upendra, or we can reduce the cost by saying, hey, we don't want to play 4 games, we just want to play 2 games.
That's an option. I think
Yeah.
for us to either agreeing to play 2 games or for us to agreeing 4 games, it depends on the sign up, right?
Right,
And
and
I think, are these registration fees like same across the board to all the other academies?
No, it is not. It is who your central coordinator is, FYI, right? So Sushil Natkarni's wife, Sushil is the director in USA Cricket, right? His wife is handling this, and they also have an academy to run in Houston, right? But they clearly said, that from MLC, none of the organizers are going to make money, is what they said, but I don't know. I mean, I'm literally telling you, the cost could be different in every place.
Because last year, what I heard was, I mean, with everything, like when we went to Atlanta, the other MLC per kid cost was about $2,000, including tournament fees, airfare, hotel, coaches fees, accommodation, all that stuff.
Yeah, because parents have to go as well, right? With the U11, U13, at least U11 parents.
No, that was just per kid, not including the family.
Okay, no, I don't think so. That is not how much they charged. For Atlanta, it was not that high. Parents can tell, whether it was that high.
So Atlanta is about like 10 hours drive from here.
It is 11 hours
About
drive.
11 to 13, depending on how we go.
11 to 13. Yeah. I mean, again, it depends whether some of the parents can collaborate and maybe go in a drive. But yeah, Atlanta is in May, right?
Yep.
Atlanta is in May.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, if parents are willing to drive, right? I mean, I have driven to Atlanta, guys. Okay, every time they in Atlanta, right? I have gone with the team and made them play and all the stuff, right? So either we drive or we pick up the kids from the. Look at this, Enterprise and a car. Can you guys all believe?
Last year for the Atlanta matches, I think most of us had driven. Only a couple of kids had done the air route.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so it's definitely doable because we did it last. Yeah,
got it. I mean, I look at this now, and I still am in a disbelief. How could all the parents let me handle their kids in the van? Okay, I'm the only driver going there. I know Neha was also the driver. Me and Neha, we drove all the kids, to Atlanta and came back, right? Whereas the coach was the manager and driver for the kids, right? But
Yeah, I think let's go with the first action, right? So from
okay,
parents, if we can help sign up by this weekend, that will certainly help. And then the team managers that are assigned to each of the age group, if we can help socialize with the other parents and bring us the feedback, that would certainly appreciate.
yeah, the form, the Google form is still on, guys. Okay, if you can tell the, hey, just share the link with the parents, right, and tell them they go ahead and register. But at least we can extend the deadline by by Sunday night, right? If they have to make a decision.
Hey, this is Swami.
Yes, Swami, how are you?
Hey, yeah, I'm doing well. Sorry, I joined late. I couldn't make it at 8 o'clock. So I just have, so I submitted the form yesterday for my son Advait,
Okay.
and just so there were like 3 choices given. So would you have to participate in all of them or one of them? I'm sorry, like if if I'm taking too much of your time, that's fine. We can take it offline. But
yeah, see, this MLC structure is we have to form a team, U11, U13, U15, and U18. Okay, that's team we have to either have at least 17 or 18 parents register, right? And then the parents who are going to India during the vacation, we have to consider that part also, right? During the summer.
Yeah, that okay.
Yeah, we have to consider that part. We need to know, if you're going to, I mean, we have to hold a spot, I mean, once you come back, right? Then again, the question will be, right? Who do we drop, right? We already formed a team. Who do we drop, right? And how do we make the team again, right? Again, it's a catch-92 situation, where we'll have to look into that part,
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do have all those things in coming up, a visit to India and all that. So in June. So
yeah. But this Atlanta tournament is in May. Atlanta tournament is in May.
May, right? Okay.
Yeah. So this player ability form is still there, guys. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I submitted it yesterday. So yeah.
Okay, fine.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. If we don't have any questions, let us get the action items, get the players signed up, and thank you all for joining.
All right. Thank you, Kuljit bhai.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, Kuljit.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to stop the recording now.
Yeah, thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.
Oops. Let me stop this.